frustrated are you with this situation?
Well, we've never seen it before. In 80 years, we've always been able to work through these differences because we're always on the side of labor.
Ford's CEO recently set the automotive world abuzz with a bold statement that couldn't be ignored. I'm brutally honest now, and let me tell you, dark times are ahead. Those words certainly raise some serious questions about what's really going on within the walls of one of America's legendary car makers. Farley's declaration hints at challenges that are not just bumps in the road, but major hurdles that could redefine the future of the company. What's really happening at Ford? What exactly are we staring at when we think about potential threats to the company's legacy? What's the deal? Ford CEO Jim Farley isn't pulling any punches when it comes to the company's future, especially regarding the electric vehicle market. If you thought the auto industry was just cruising along, think again. Farley's words strongly suggest that Ford is up against some massive challenges that need to be tackled head-on. Challenges that might even threaten the company's very survival if they aren't handled effectively. One of the most significant obstacles is the product cancellations and delays that have been making headlines. Ford has made the tough call to scrap its ambitious plan for an electric 3-row SUV. This model was touted by Farley himself as a flagship vehicle, but the stark reality is that the company concluded it wouldn't be financially viable in the short run. And that's not all. We've got the launch of the large electric truck known internally as the T3, which has now been pushed back all the way to 2027. This postponement is a clear sign that Ford is doing some serious soul-searching regarding its entire electric vehicle rollout timeline. Now you might be wondering just how dire their financial situation is to bring these drastic measures. Let me break it down for you. Financial freefall. Ford's electric vehicle division, dubbed Model E, is currently navigating a stormy sea of financial setbacks, a reality we've seen recently underscored by CEO Jim Farley's candid remarks. Let's dive into the staggering financial losses. In the first quarter of 2024, Ford reported an eyebrow-raising loss of $1.3 billion in its Model E division. That's no small chunk of change. To put this into perspective, with around 10,000 electric vehicles sold during that time, it means an average loss of about $132,000 on each vehicle. That's a significant increase in losses compared to previous quarters and a clear indicator of the mounting financial pressures facing the electric vehicle sector. It's almost like watching someone try to paddle upstream in a raging river, challenging and perhaps even a bit daunting. Now, if we zoom out and take a look at the annual picture, things don't get much prettier. For the whole of 2023, Model E faced a full-year earnings before interest and taxes loss of $4.7 billion, which translates to a staggering average loss of around $40,525 for each of the 116,000 electric vehicles sold. These disheartening figures are a painful reminder of the ongoing struggle to find profitability in an increasingly competitive market. But hold on, because it doesn't end there. Let's talk about revenue, which has taken a sudden decline that would make even the boldest investor nervous. In the first quarter of 2024, Ford's electric vehicle segment saw its revenue plummet by approximately 84%. dropping down to around $100 million compared to the previous year. This dramatic decline isn't merely a fluke, it stems from industry-wide price cuts and a noticeable decrease in demand for fully electric vehicles. And speaking of demand, the sales volume for Model E is telling an equally sobering tale with a 20% drop compared to the previous year. Consumer interest in Ford's electric offerings appears to be waning as competition heats up and economic pressures weigh heavily on buyers. So what's the takeaway here? Ford is at a critical crossroads. If they can't shift gears and steer towards profitability soon, they risk losing their foothold in the rapidly evolving automotive landscape. The urgency to adapt has never been more pronounced. What strategies will they employ to regain momentum and capture consumer interest? The clock is ticking, and the road ahead promises to be anything but easy. Ford is also grappling with substantial competitive pressures in the electric vehicle market, pressures that are only adding to its existing financial hurdles. So what's fueling this intense competition? Let's break down the key factors shaking up Ford's world and putting the heat on their electric vehicle strategy. The emergence of new entrants. The electric vehicle market is evolving faster than ever. We're talking about over 143 brand new electric vehicle models expected to hit the North American market soon. This influx includes a whole spectrum of vehicles, particularly 2-row and 3-row SUVs that are sure to give Ford's models, like the Mustang Mach-E and other electric offerings, a run for their money. With so many players entering the game, consumers have more options than ever before. making it a tough battle for Ford to hold on to its market share. Then there's the competitive pressure from Chinese manufacturers, which can't be overlooked. Companies like BYD are making impressive strides in the electric vehicle landscape, largely because of their efficient production processes and attractive pricing strategies. It's a real game changer. Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, has openly acknowledged the challenge. U.S. manufacturers, including Ford, need to find ways to significantly slash production costs if they want to stand a chance against these competitors. The reality is these players are dominating the lower price segment of the electric vehicle market, and that's no small feat. The other thing is pricing pressure, which is becoming a heavyweight issue for Ford. You might think that government subsidies would help ease the costs of electric vehicles, but hold on to your hats. Despite these efforts, the average price of electric vehicles has actually risen by $5,000 to $10,000 compared to traditional gas-powered vehicles. This widening gap is making it increasingly difficult for consumers to justify the switch to an electric vehicle, and it's causing Ford to rethink its strategies. Ford's chief financial officer, John Lawler, has pointed out that this pricing pressure, coupled with margin compression, has played a major role in the company's recent decisions. In fact, they've scrapped plans for a large all-electric SUV and delayed the rollout of their upcoming electric pickup truck, all in response to these mounting financial constraints. Talk about a tough position to be in. And let's not forget the price war that is making waves in the electric vehicle market. And it's making waves that are profoundly impacting Ford. This battle, which mainly features the likes of Chinese automakers and Tesla, with its much-anticipated Cybertruck at the forefront, has created a competitive landscape that's anything but easy for companies like Ford to navigate. Let me tell you how. Price war. Let's rewind a bit to set the stage. The whole price war kicked off in October 2022. Tesla was feeling the squeeze from declining sales as the economy started to slow down, and they needed a game plan to boost demand for their models. Enter significant price cuts. This wasn't just a minor adjustment. We're talking reductions of up to $1,932 on popular models like the Model Y. It was a bold move, but it was also a necessary one, especially with local manufacturers gaining traction and stepping up their game. Naturally, this vibrant shakeup sent ripples through the marketplace, prompting other automakers to rethink their pricing strategies to keep from being outshined. Now, if we look at how the other players responded, it's pretty fascinating. Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers, particularly BYD and Li Auto, were quick on the draw. Following Tesla's lead, these companies wasted no time in launching their own price cuts. BYD, for example, slashed prices across nearly all its models by an eye-catching 5% to 20% starting in February 2023. In a competitive environment like China, home to over 100 electric vehicle manufacturers, it's become a crowded space, and many companies are grappling with overcapacity and shrinking profit margins. As these manufacturers vie for a larger slice of the market both domestically and beyond, they're leaning heavily on aggressive pricing strategies to capture consumer attention. But hold on, it doesn't stop in China. As these Chinese electric vehicle makers began to set their sights on international markets, the price war quickly expanded beyond Chinese borders. We're seeing this fierce competition spill into regions like Southeast Asia and Europe. The draw of higher profit margins overseas has resulted in significant discounts being offered, creating an attractive option for customers who are often overwhelmed by the number of choices in an increasingly competitive landscape. The stakes are high, and reports indicate that by early 2024, over 30 major car manufacturers had announced even further price cuts. That's right. This intense race to attract buyers is only getting fiercer, pushing the competitive environment to new heights. Ford's response. Facing an increasingly cutthroat market, Ford has decided to take a bold step by slashing prices across its entire electric vehicle lineup. That's right, we're talking reductions of up to a jaw-dropping $15,000 on popular models like the Mustang Mach-E and the E-Transit van. These price cuts are critical to drawing consumers in. After all, with so much competition out there, they need a strategy that resonates with potential buyers. However, there's a catch. While these reductions might boost sales in the short term, they also squeeze margins, which could threaten Ford's overall profitability down the road. Now, Ford's leadership team isn't blind to the realities of this price war. They've recognized that the ongoing competition requires a serious reevaluation of their long-term strategy within the electric vehicle market. CEO Jim Farley has been vocal about what needs to happen next. American car makers have to slash production costs and enhance their efficiency if they want to stay in the race against formidable opponents like Chinese manufacturers and Tesla. It's a tall order, but it's clear that failing to adapt could come with significant consequences. This brings us to a crucial shift in Ford's investment focus. To manage the financial strain from the price war and a decrease in demand for fully electric vehicles, the company is dialing back its capital investments in electric vehicles from 40% to 30%. It's a strategic pivot that highlights a more cautious approach in light of the current market environment. Instead of throwing cash at every electric vehicle venture, Ford seems set on recalibrating its strategy, looking to prioritize investments that will yield the best returns while navigating these challenges. Shift to hybrid models. Ford's decision to cancel all electric models isn't just a minor tweak, it's a clear recognition that the demand for fully electric vehicles in the U.S. isn't growing as quickly as many had hoped. Instead of solely focusing on electric power, Ford is pivoting towards producing hybrid versions of these SUVs. Why? Because hybrid models can provide an enhanced driving range by combining the benefits of electric motors and traditional gasoline engines. It's all about giving consumers more options and addressing their needs head-on. Now let's discuss the financial fallout that comes along with this cancellation. Buckle up because it's not pretty. Canceling the electric SUV project will have some hefty financial repercussions for Ford. We're looking at an estimated $400 million write-down for the manufacturing assets tied to this now-defunct model. That's a lot of money to absorb. Overall, the costs involved in realigning production plans could soar to over $1.5 billion. This strategic pivot shows just how serious Ford is about adjusting to the shifting landscape of consumer preferences and market conditions in a fast-evolving automotive environment. Speaking of consumer preferences, that's where Ford's focus really lies now. There's a noticeable shift in what buyers want, and it's influencing the company's direction significantly. Many consumers are expressing hesitation toward fully electric vehicles, largely due to worries about costs and range limitations. This makes hybrid models a much more appealing option, especially for families who are not quite ready to take the plunge into full electrification. It's all about practicality in today's market. Let's take a moment to spotlight the surge in hybrid vehicle appeal. The numbers don't lie. Sales of hybrids have shot up over 35% in the first half of 2024 compared to the same time last year. This is a clear indication that consumers are craving vehicles that offer the flexibility of both electric and gasoline power. This rising trend is prompting Ford to align its offerings accordingly, ensuring that they meet the current demands of the market. As Ford steers through the ever-evolving landscape of the electric vehicle market, it's clear that there are several long-term implications emerging from the company's recent strategies and the current market conditions. The decisions made now, especially the shift towards hybrid vehicles, are pivotal in defining how Ford will navigate the challenges that lie ahead in the competitive electric vehicle sector. Long-term implication. Let's dive into what could happen if these current trends continue. First up is Ford's increased focus on hybrid vehicles. By pivoting towards hybrids, Ford may position itself more favorably in a climate where consumers are becoming increasingly budget-conscious and grappling with range anxiety. Many people are looking for the perks of electrification without the full commitment of going all electric. By prioritizing hybrid models, Ford can cast a wider net, attracting a broader audience eager for that sweet spot between efficiency and practicality. This approach could boost sales figures and profitability in the short term, especially since hybrids often come with a more appealing price point and a better range compared to their fully electric counterparts. Now let's talk about financial recovery. If Ford can nail down its hybrid-focused strategy, there's a good chance the company can start recovering from some hefty financial losses. We're talking about a staggering $4.7 billion hit in its electric vehicle division in 2023 alone. By reducing its capital expenditures on fully electric vehicles from 40% to 30%, Ford can allocate its resources more effectively, which is crucial for improving its financial health. Plus, anticipated cost reductions stemming from better battery procurement and manufacturing efficiencies might further boost Ford's bottom line. It's all about being smart with investments and maximizing returns. When it comes to market share retention, the game is changing. By adjusting its product offerings to match what consumers actually want, Ford has the potential to not just retain its market share, but possibly grow it in the face of fierce competition from both established car makers and emerging players. This is especially true for companies from China, which are making waves with competitive pricing and innovative features. Ford's ability to roll out appealing hybrid models could help it stay relevant in an industry that's rapidly evolving, with consumers setting high expectations for their vehicle choices. Now, let's not forget about gradual electric vehicle integration. While Ford is easing back on its short-term ambitions for fully electric vehicles, the company isn't throwing in the towel just yet. They plan to continue developing their electric vehicle lineup, albeit at a more measured pace. With the introduction of an electric commercial van slated for 2026 and a groundbreaking electric truck expected by 2027, it's clear that Ford still sees value in electrification. But what's key here is that they're taking a cautious approach, aiming to leverage advancements in battery technology and production processes. This could lead to the creation of more competitive and affordable electric models in the future. But let's face it, the stakes are soaring. If Ford fails to keep its finger on the pulse of market dynamics, they could face some serious risks, and the consequences could be profound if the company doesn't adapt fast enough. Let me explain. First off, there's the loss of competitive edge. If Ford doesn't step up its game in response to the shifting tides of the electric vehicle market, it could find itself trailing behind competitors who are faster and more agile in addressing consumer demands and tapping into technological advancements. With aggressive pricing strategies already in play from both Chinese manufacturers and Tesla, Ford's market position is at serious risk. If they don't innovate effectively, they might lose more than just ground. They could lose their very place in the market. Then there is financial instability. Continuing to bleed money in the electric vehicle sector without a solid path toward profitability could spell disaster for Ford's financial future. The company has already experienced some significant financial write-downs linked to projects that were canceled. Guess what? If Ford doesn't nail down a sustainable business model for its electric vehicle lineup soon, those write-downs could escalate, leading to even greater financial turmoil. Imagine the scenario. If consumer interest in hybrids falls short of expectations, or if economic conditions take a turn for the worse, Ford could be left in a precarious financial situation that's tough to recover from. Now we have to address the danger of reputation damage. If Ford fails to deliver on its lofty electric vehicle promises or continues facing quality issues, its reputation as a leader in automotive innovation could take a nosedive. CEO Jim Farley has openly acknowledged past quality challenges, and any further slip-ups could seriously undermine consumer trust and loyalty. As consumers become more discerning about their vehicle choices, especially in a market that's so rapidly evolving, maintaining a strong brand reputation will be absolutely crucial for Ford's long-term success. And let's not overlook the potential for missed opportunities in innovation. By primarily focusing on hybrids and sidelining fully electric vehicles, Ford risks losing out on game-changing innovations that could pave the way for the future of transportation. As global trends increasingly lean toward electrification, being slow to adapt could hinder Ford's ability to seize emerging technologies and market shifts. Plus, if they skimp on investment in research and development for electric vehicle technologies, they might miss out on partnerships or advancements that competitors could grab while Ford's busy playing catch-up. New Wheels Initiative. Ford's Skunk Works initiative is more than just a catchy name. It's a vital part of the company's roadmap for shaking up the electric vehicle market. As the automotive landscape shifts at breakneck speed, Ford recognizes the need to innovate and create affordable electric vehicles that can keep pace with evolving consumer demands. Let's take a closer look at this groundbreaking initiative and what lies ahead. Let's talk about the purpose and structure of the Skunk Works team. This isn't your typical corporate assembly line. Designed for innovation, the Skunk Works team operates with a sense of independence that allows them to break free from the usual corporate constraints. Imagine a startup vibe, but with the backing of one of the world's largest automakers. This dynamic environment fosters creativity and experimentation, where new concepts can flourish without the heavy hand of traditional corporate bureaucracy weighing them down. CEO Jim Farley has made it clear that this team is composed of some of the best electric vehicle engineers in the world, drawing talent from powerhouse companies like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, and even from cutting-edge industries like electric vertical takeoff and landing. Now, where is all this magic happening? Ford has established a brand new advanced electric vehicle development center right in Long Beach, California. This locale isn't just any site, it has historical significance for Ford, harkening back to the days of the iconic Model A nearly a century ago. The Skunk Works team will be hard at work here. crafting a next-generation platform specifically designed to deliver low-cost electric vehicles without skimping on performance or quality. So, what are the goals and objectives driving this ambitious initiative? At the heart of the Skunk Works project is the mission to create a new generation of small, affordable electric vehicles that can take on the competition, especially against the juggernauts of lower-priced options flooding the market, particularly those from Chinese manufacturers. Farley has hinted at exciting innovations in store, including vehicles that will feature different battery chemistries and smaller batteries designed to keep costs down while maximizing value for consumers. But it doesn't stop there. The Skunk Works team is also employing a systems integration approach to vehicle development. What does this mean? Picture an orchestra where every section, from design and engineering to supply chain and manufacturing, is working in harmony to rethink how vehicles come together. This innovative methodology aims to simplify the development process, which in turn helps reduce costs significantly. It's a game changer for Ford, allowing them to create competitive electric vehicles that don't compromise on quality or performance. Future plan. Let's talk about the exciting product launch timeline set to unfold at Ford. There's a lot happening, and it's all aimed at making a significant impact in the electric vehicle space. First up on the agenda is an upcoming vehicle that everyone is buzzing about, a mid-sized electric pickup truck. Mark your calendars for 2027, because that's when this beauty is set to hit the market, and it's built on a brand new platform crafted by Ford's innovative Skunk Works team. But that's not all. This electric truck will be closely followed by an all-new commercial van, which is slated to roll out from Ford's Ohio assembly plant starting in 2026. It's a packed lineup that promises to shake up the market. Now let's dive into the flexible platform design that Ford is introducing. This isn't just a one-size-fits-all solution. The new platform is engineered to be versatile, which means it can support various vehicle types, appealing to both retail buyers and commercial customers alike. This kind of flexibility is essential for Ford as they navigate through the complexities of different market segments. Imagine being able to cater to individual consumers looking for personal rides while also addressing the needs of businesses requiring reliable commercial vehicles. This adaptability is what Ford is banking on to stay relevant in a fiercely competitive market. Now, speaking of competition, let's discuss how this initiative aligns strategically with current market trends. Ford's move to form the Skunk Works team is a clear response to the rapidly changing automotive landscape, one brimming with escalating competition and shifting consumer preferences. By honing in on the creation of more affordable models, Ford aims to capture a larger slice of the ever-expanding electric vehicle market. This isn't just about keeping up, it's about addressing the cost concerns that have been on the minds of many consumers. As car buyers become more budget conscious, offering models that deliver value without compromising on quality is more crucial than ever. Looking at the long-term vision, it's clear that Ford is committed to pushing forward with innovations in electrification. However, they're also keeping a sharp eye on the necessity for immediate financial viability. It's a delicate balance, but by developing lower-cost electric vehicles that still pack in desirability, Ford is strategically positioning itself to harmonize profitability with customer satisfaction. This forward-thinking approach reflects an understanding that to thrive in today's market, automakers must not only innovate, but also ensure that their offerings appeal to a broader audience. So, as we look ahead, it's exciting to see how Ford plans to navigate these challenges. With a wealth of new models and a commitment to adaptability in design and pricing, they're gearing up for a thrilling ride into the future of electric vehicles. What innovations and surprises will come next? That's all, folks. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.